In this video, we're going to go through the accounting setup. The first thing that we're going to do is go and amend our financial year. So if I go into the setup option in the accounting module and double click on accounting periods, it will show me my financial year with the current period I'm in, etc. as we set it up originally. Now what I can do down here, if I right click on the last period in the year, I have the option to add or delete periods. So what I'm just going to do is add a period. It asks me if I'm sure that I want to do that. Click yes. You can see that now we've got 13 periods in the year and the last period is April. What I can do is do that again and add another period, and then my last period will be May. So I've gone all the way through from April 07 to May 2008. What we can also do is, as long as the period is a future period that's open, we can remove periods as well. So if I right click and click delete period, I can take them back off again, and I can take that one back off again in the same way. And if I wanted to, I could take March off and make this year only have 11 periods. So I actually want 12 periods for this year for the purpose of this training course, so I'm just going to add that period back on, and I'm going to leave it as I found it originally. I'm not going to save any changes in there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go and create an account code. So if I go into new account code, I know we did a similar thing in the last module for the banking. So go through to next, and it's just going to be a user-defined account again, and it's going to be a simple structure again. And my account code this time is going to be 4003. It's going to be sales type D. Okay. It's going to be a revenues group. It's going to be sales, and then we're going to put it into sales UK. Okay, and now I'm going to go next, and it just shows me the account codes that are going to be created. Obviously there's only one there, and then finish, and that should have created my new account code. The next thing we're going to do is go and have a look at the financial layouts. Because we've created two new account codes, one for the banking in the last module and that new one I've just created there, neither of them are going to be showing in my financial layouts. So if I go down into financial layouts and have a look at the profit and loss, what I will see is that if I've got a check here up in the top right hand corner for check duplicates or items that are not reported. So if I click the check duplicates button, there's no duplicates in there, and if I go to accounts not reported, it now shows my 4003 code in there as not being reported. So it's telling me basically I need to add it into my layout. Now I can't amend the default layout. If I try to amend this, it will tell me that I can't amend. There's no way I can insert another code in there, and I can't change what's in there. So what I have to do, and it'll actually come up and tell me, sorry, but you can't change that. Okay, so what I actually have to do is copy this layout to another layout. So what I'm now going to do is copy my profit and loss one, and I'm going to call it something different. I'm going to call it dangerous profit and loss, and then in the center here is a copy button. So if I click the copy button, it says you must save it, that's fine, and then it asks me where I want to copy it from. Because there's only one profit and loss layout already set up, there's only one that I can select from, so I must copy from the default. So I'm now in my dangerous P&L layout. So once again, I could run the check just to confirm that that is definitely missing, the 4003. What I'm going to do is, in the Sales UK group here, I need to add my 4003 nominal in. So double click it there to add it in. So that's now added it into that group. And if I then click save and then go and run my check again, what it should show me is that everything has now been accounted for. I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the balance sheet. So if I go into the default balance sheet to start with, what I should find is that my bank nominal there is showing as not being reported. So obviously I can't amend my default balance sheet, so I must go and make a new one. So this time I'm going to copy my balance sheet, call it dangerous balance sheet, and again I'm going to copy from the original balance sheet, so all the codes are already in there. If I want to, I could leave it as a blank balance sheet and build my balance sheet from scratch, but obviously that's going to be a little bit more time consuming because you've got to put all these things in. So now what I'm going to do is add my new bank nominal in. So if I go down to cash at bank and expand that section, I should now be able to select from my, I think it was 1208 nominal. I can obviously search for it in here as well if I need to. So that's been added in there now. So if I now go and check duplicates, everything's been accounted for. Next thing I'm going to do is create a new account type, which is in account subgroups. So if I double click account subgroups to open the window, okay, and what we're going to do is create a new type called sales example, which is in the account subgroup of sales. So this is my subgroup here. So if I highlight sales and then go into detail, that shows me the account types that I've got under that subgroup, and I can add another one in here. So I'm just going to create one called sales example. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is go and create a budget split table. So down here on the menu, if I double click on budget split and then go into the new option, I can then give it a description, etc. We're going to call this one seasonal example. Okay, and I could define which financial year I want my budget split to be for. Well, I'm going to leave it as this year, and then I click the generate button to generate the financial year basically with the budgets. Now to start with, it splits them as evenly as it can across the years. What we're going to do is enter 20% for month 1, 10% for month 2, and then 5 for the rest of the year until the last period, which is going to be 25. And when we've put all them in, it must come to 100% down the bottom. So all the figures that we put in there must always equal 100 to be able to save it.